In the possession of remarkably unconventional individuals, jewelry always holds particularly vivid tales. Today, I wish to unveil one such gem. Allow me to narrate the saga of the splendid Anglesey diamond tiara. This radiant aristocratic relic once belonged to the notorious Henry Cyril Paget, the 5th Marquess of Anglesey. Throughout his brief existence, 1875 to 1905, the Marquess became renowned for his striking eccentricity. Immersed in a life of opulent society by the age of 29, he had extravagantly dissipated the family fortune, accumulating a plethora of debts. Historical records indicate that the Marquess was indebted to the tune of £60 million sterling. Consequently, in 1904, Henry Cyril was declared bankrupt, and a year later, upon his premature demise, ensued one of the grandest sales of the Anglesey family heirlooms, spanning a colossal 40 days. During his lifetime, the Marquess was justifiably regarded as the black sheep of the family. Thanks to his inclination towards peculiar creativity and a passion for dance, he earned the resounding epithet of the Dancing Marquess. A pivotal role in the formation of this moniker was played by his exceedingly unconventional butterfly dance, during which his voluminous garment, made of sheer white silk, billowed out like wings. Perhaps only his jewels captivated him more fervently than choreography. The magnificent Anglesey diamond tiara stood out as one of his favorite adornments, frequently gracing the stage in his theatrical productions. When the Marquess passed away, the bulk of the family's precious heirlooms were auctioned off to settle debts. However, some jewels did pass down to Charles Henry Alexander Paget, the 6th Marquess of Anglesey. Among them was the exquisite tiara we're discussing. Crafted in the late Victorian style around 1890, its base comprises a series of large diamonds of European and old mine cuts. The upper part is adorned with graceful diamond scrolls and clusters. What's most intriguing is that the lower main row of gemstones can be detached from the tiara and worn as a necklace. After the jewel entered the family collection of the 6th Marquess, it became the adornment of his spouse, Lady Marjorie Manners. For instance, she dazzled in this rare tiara at the official opening of Parliament in 1924, and also posed in it for a series of portraits painted for the coronation day of King George VI in 1937. Sometime later, the Anglesey tiara could be seen adorning the 7th Marquess, Shirley Paget, as she complemented her ensemble with the jewel during Queen Elizabeth's coronation in 1953. Unfortunately, the family's financial situation at the time left much to be desired, partly due to the extravagant spending of the 5th Marquess, which depleted the family fortune. Consequently, valuable jewelry and ancestral properties were auctioned off year after year. As for the Anglesey tiara, it was reportedly sold at auction in November 2019. However, miracles do happen. In the spring of 2020, the relic was presented by Hancock's London at the TIFAF Maastricht Antique Fair, and we had the opportunity to admire this work of art. Next, I invite you to delve into the treasure trove of a noblewoman, the Baroness of Nord Bradley. Susan Hassey is the daughter of the 12th Earl and Countess of Waldegrave, as well as the widow of Baron Hassey of Nord Bradley. For a considerable period, Susan served the Queen herself, thus attending many ceremonial events. At social gatherings and ceremonies, the Baroness often appeared adorned in a very rare and valuable family heirloom, a sparkling diamond tiara. Today, we'll delve into the story of this unique adornment. The Waldegrave tiara captivates with its unconventional appearance. It takes the form of an elegant openwork circlet, adorned with sparkling diamonds. This precious jewel made its public debut with the 9th Countess Waldegrave on August 9, 1902, during the coronation of King Edward VII and Queen Alexandra. The investiture ceremony took place at Westminster Abbey in London. This lavish event marked the first coronation in Britain in over 64 years, following Queen Victoria's coronation in 1838. Originally scheduled for June 26th, the grand ceremony was postponed to August due to the King's ill health. The Archbishop of Canterbury led the sumptuous ceremony, while the Archbishop of York crowned Queen Alexandra. Susan Hassey undoubtedly favoured the Waldegrave diamond tiara. This jewel could be spotted adorning her at almost any ceremonial event in the 1960s. For example, she always wore it at state openings of Parliament. Moreover, this masterpiece of jewellery shone in all its splendour at the Commonwealth Heads of Government dinner at Buckingham Palace on April 19, 2018. This event is held once every 2 years, and in 2018 it was organised by Queen Elizabeth and Prince William, the Prince of Wales. It's heartening that the luxurious Waldegrave diamond tiara remains visible and continues to delight with the dazzling brilliance of its precious stones. In November 2023, Lady Susan's daughter, Lady Brooke, complimented her attire with this precious jewel at an official banquet honouring the President and First Lady of South Korea at Buckingham Palace. King Charles III and Queen Camilla of the United Kingdom hosted a formal reception for Yoon Suk-yeol and Kim Keon-hee during their state visit to the UK on November 21st and 22. It's noteworthy that this was already the second official visit of South Korean representatives to the UK. Relations between the countries are developing steadily and promisingly. But let's return to our diamond tiara, the Waldegrave. At present, it's unclear whether the jewel has been passed down to Lady Susan's daughter, or if Lady Brooke simply borrowed it from her brother for the occasion. Actually, for us commoners, this is not essential. The main thing is to have the opportunity to admire this work of art on society ladies as often as possible during ceremonial events. Let's take a look at another tiara named Vesti. The luxurious diamond tiara adorned with festoons and garlands of precious stones has an unconfirmed origin. However, it bears a striking resemblance to the famous Fabergé tiara, which belonged to Empress Alexandra Feodorovna. The fate of this jewel is rather tumultuous. In 1918 it was hidden in Tobolsk, then suddenly resurfaced only to disappear again. Nevertheless, the tiara first appeared in the Vesti family in 1925, when the wife of the first Baron Vesti, Evelyn Brodston, complimented her exquisite attire with it during a court presentation. In May 1997, it was worn by the Venerable Shafra Alexandra Vesti during her own wedding ceremony to Matthew Charles Idians. However, in recent years, Pamela Vesti, the mother of the third Baron and the granddaughter of Nellie Melba, sold several jewels from the family's jewellery collection. Whether the diamond tiara was among them is unknown. But the current Lady Vesti wore a completely different adornment at her wedding ceremony. Interestingly, among those who purchased jewellery were King Philippe and Queen Mathilde of Belgium. Currently, the diamond tiara belongs to the heir apparent of Belgium, Princess Elizabeth, Duchess of Brabant. She appeared in this jewel at a solemn banquet in honour of Princess Ingrid Alexandra's coming of age at the Royal Palace in Oslo. Several days later, the Belgian royal court confirmed that the diamond tiara of the Duchess of Brabant was indeed a gift from King Philippe and Queen Mathilde. The royal couple acquired this rare treasure as a worthy addition to their family collection. There are no plans to sell the jewel in the future. Most likely, it will remain part of the family's treasure trove forever. However, whether this diamond treasure is the same tiara of the Vesti family remains unclear. Nonetheless, the important thing is for the jewel not to disappear and continue to be showcased by representatives of noble families at ceremonial events for as long as possible. Which tiara did you find most appealing?